All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, El Shabbat, Shemer, Kakodash, double honors to the apostles, to the elders, great millstone. Much peace and love to all the brothers in this work, truth and sincerity. Shalom. Um, as you know, today is December 25th, so-called Christmas, on regular pagan holiday that is celebrated here in Babylon, which people don't know the real origins of these customs, the gift giving, and the homosexuality that used to go on during this day. Around the time of the Romans, they had a bunch of pagan holidays, worshiping the god Saturn. But this is the origins of this wicked ass satanic ass holidays, man. But it also descended from Babylon the Great. Not Babylon the Great, but the original Babylon. They celebrated so-called Christmas too. It's just a bunch of wicked ass holidays mixed in one, man. They say it's the birth of our Lord, but it's really not. And it's a pagan holiday. The word pagan is it's basically of a heathen, because we didn't celebrate these things, man. It's from the Christian Latin, which means heathen, pagus, country distinct, Latin, paganus, villager, rustic, heathen. It's something that's outside of our borders, outside of our district, outside of us as a people. This is not something that we celebrated, and the Lord told us not to learn the way of the heathen. And our people continue to, indulge in these holidays. This is Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which Yahweh spake unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. This is a vain ass holiday. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So this tree represents a phallus. If you don't know what a phallus is, look it up. This tree represents a phallus. It's a bunch of wicked symbolism, man. I went into an article of it a couple weeks ago, just showing you brothers that this custom is vain and this is really wicked, man. Verse 5: they are upright as the palm tree, but they speak not. They must needs be poor, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither is in them to do good. And see, it seems like every time Christmas rolls around, the Sabbath is on Christmas or a new moon. See, today we got a new moon, which is gonna turn. Today's the new moon, and it's an eclipse the next following day, which is gonna be a ring of fire. But see, Yahushua told us this, man, because we are not to worry about you niggas. The Lord gonna deal with you in due time. Revelation chapter 22, verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he that is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. So we not getting too bent out of shape about you niggas that's out here, celebrating these pagan ass holidays. We just telling you to turn your ways back from those pagan holidays and turn to the Lord. Because these holidays are wicked, and you don't know what you're celebrating, man. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know the origins of this stuff, man. It's a bunch of wickedness, man. It goes back to a bunch of wickedness, like Valentine's Day, a bunch of sodomy and fucking wickedness, man. Giving gifts, and then later on that night they having sex with each other, man. It's a bunch of fucking wickedness, man, and it's against the scriptures. The things that we ought to celebrate is what the Lord told us to celebrate, like the feast of dedication, which starts on December 22nd. I believe this ends on December 30th, man. So right now we're in the so-called feast of dedications, because it's like a 7-day event, the rededication of the temple, which was in the book of Maccabees, man. Leviticus 25 and I believe 8:17. Let me see. If man lie with man, because this is what goes on. This is what goes on. Sodomy, man. Them having sex with each other, man. This is Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And they had the same thing going on in Rome. They had the same thing going on in Rome. Worshiping the god of Saturn, the Saturn god. You know, they would give gifts, you know, do things of that nature, man. Saturnalia. Um, let's read a little bit on this. Where is Saturnalia? Saturnalia, the most popular holiday of the ancient Rome calendar, derived from older farming related rituals of the midwinter and the winter solstice, especially the practice of offering gifts or sacrifices to gods during the winter sowing season. The pagan celebration of Saturn, the Roman god of the agriculture and time, began as a single day, but by the late Republic, it had expanded to a week-long festival beginning December 17th on the Julian calendar with the Romans, which the Romans used at that time. The winter solstice fell on December 25th. How the Romans celebrated selling out. During the selling out of work and business came to a halt. Is not that what's happening in America? Schools and courts of law closed. This is not this happening in America on this day. And the normal social patterns were suspended. People decorated their homes with wreaths and other greenery and shed their traditional togas in favor of colored clothes known as scintillas. Even slaves did not have to work during Saturnalia, but were allowed to participate in the festivities. In some cases, they sat at the head of the table with their masters while their masters served them. Instead of working, Romans spent Saturnalia gambling, singing, playing music, feasting, socializing, and giving each other gifts. Wax taper candles called ciri, which were coming gifts during Saturnalia to signify light returning after the solstice. On the last day of Saturnalia, celebrations known as Sigillia, many Romans gave their friends and loved ones small terracotta forgings known as signalia, which have which may have referred back to other traditions involving human sacrifice. Saturnalia was by far the jolliest Roman holiday. The Roman poet Catullus Catullus famously described it as the best of times. So riotous were the festivities which the Roman author Philly reported built a soundproof room so that he could work during the racontous celebrations. So as you can see, man, this is very similar to this Christmas. It's Christmas, a pagan holiday. Thanks to the Roman Empire conquest in Britain and the rest of Europe for the 2nd century BC to the 4th century AD and their suspension of old seasonal rituals, recites, Slakia, practiced by the Celts and other groups today. Western cultures derive many of their traditional celebrations of midwinter from Somalia. So the majority of the customs that we do here, that people do in America, they derive from that Roman holiday, including Christmas. The Christian holiday of Christmas especially owes many of its traditions to the for the ancient Roman festival, including the time of the year Christian is celebrating. The the Bible does not have a date for Yahushua's birth. In fact, some theologians have concluded he was probably born in spring, as suggested by references to shepherds and sheep in the nativity history. So this right here tells you that the Lord was not born on December 25th, man. And they say the um, theologians, Salakia, have concluded that he was probably, which he was, born in spring. By the 4th century AD, Western Christian churches settled on celebrating Christmas on December 25th, which allowed them to incorporate the holiday with Saturnalia and other popular pagan winter traditions. Pagans and Christians coexisted, not always happily, but during this period and this time, this likely represented an effort to convince the remaining pagan Romans to accept Christianity as Rome's official religion. Before the end of the 4th century, many of the traditions of Saturnalia, including giving gifts, singing, lighting candles, feasting, and merrymaking, had become absorbed by the traditions of Christmas, as many of us know them today. So this just shows you that Christmas is basically all the customs of Christmas are derived from this pagan Roman holiday which they celebrated, in the land of Rome. And this just show you that they got them customs from them, man. They got these customs for them. The Lord despises this day. This is Amos 5:21. It says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Though ye offer and burnt offerings unto me, and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, I will not hear thy melody of thy vows. But let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. Because the Lord is going to judge you people that's out here participating and, doing these pagan ass customs, man. He's going to judge you. So he said, let judgment run down like waters. Have ye offered me unto me sacrifices of offerings in the wilderness 40 years, O house of Israel? But ye have bore the tabernacle of Moloch, and chewing your images, the star of your God, which ye made to yourselves. Therefore will I cause you to go into captivity beyond Damascus, said Yahweh, whose name is the God of the says Yahweh, whose name is the God of hosts. So you people need to, turn back to the Lord, turn from these pagan gods. But the Lord Yahweh said, let the wicked be wicked still, to continue your wickedness, man. But we warning you that you gotta come up out of this place, man. This place will destroy you, even with a sword destruction. This is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this place is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So if you people don't know what you're celebrating, you need to look it up, man. Do some research, because all of these things, they go back to the Romans, pagan holidays, Babylonians, their pagan holidays, and it's like a big melting pot mixed in one, man. So with that, I'm gonna, don't want to make this too long. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kakodash. That one to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Much peace and love to the brothers doing this work, truth and sincerity. Shalom.